Now O'Brien. Yeovil with plenty of men ahead of the ball. Oh, lovely step over by Jevons, and this is Williams. Great chance and a superb piece of defending. It's not away yet, and Miller finally clutches it. Terry. Johnson to his right. Still Johnson. Did well to get the ball across. This is Jevons, neat turn. Stolsha sets it up for Terry. 1-0 to Yeovil Town. It may have taken a slight deflection en route, but it was very cleverly worked by the visitors and exquisitely finished by Terry. His second goal of the season. Hunt. Trying to tee it up for Savage over on the far side. Walker back to goal, good turn. Fine stop by Chris Wheel. That's not easy for a big man to get down to a ball close to his body. That was a top save and a great opportunist strike by Walker too. Well, Bristol Rovers close there to an equaliser. Warning if one were needed for the Yeovil rearguard that they can't afford to fall asleep just for a moment. Rose infield finds Johnson. Space for Williams to turn. And he's looking for the shot, Williams, and that's a great stop by Miller. Well, both goalkeepers distinguishing themselves in a matter of moments. You could see what was in Williams' mind from the moment he got the ball in too much space, really, for Bristol Rovers' liking. Miller to the rescue. The header is comfortably held, though, in the end by Chris Wheel, who hasn't put a foot or indeed a glove wrong so far for Yeovil Town tonight, the goalkeeper. Little bit of afters there, and Savage has taken some unnecessary action on the far side, and the officials need to be in quickly here. All came out of absolutely nothing. But it's Dave Savage who is in the greatest danger, I fear. Dave Savage sent off. Bristol Rovers a goal down and now a man down. And I can't say I'm surprised. We are some 3.5 minutes beyond the 45. Are there more afters there? It's all boiling over, it's all getting very silly. Christian Edwards at the heart of this. Jevons, the player who went down initially. Elliott was the player involved. Edwards came across. It's another red card. Has he got the right player even? Edwards was certainly the one I saw running across. Elliott's been shown the red card, and it is chaos. Absolute chaos at the end of the first half. There are a couple of supporters on the field, and this will do Bristol Rovers no favours. They've been in trouble recently with the football authorities for an incident in the Oxford game. Perhaps worth pointing out the Bristol Rovers have failed to score in 5 of the last 8 league games. They're trying hard here and they may yet get something. Wheel save, wouldn't fall for Campbell. Agogo was close, but the goalkeeper just did enough. And the rebound, well, it just favoured Yeovil. Here comes the counter now. Johnson. Little back heel for Darren Way, but it's sold his midfield colleague a bit short. Williams. Neat little step over, bought himself space and curls the ball in. 2-0 to Yeovil, and that could well be game over. Gavin Williams with a terrific goal. Well, he scored against Bristol Rovers last season. He's done it again here, and he may well have settled the 3 points in his team's favour. Ryan to Lescott. Over it goes to Hinton, one of the arrivals at half-time, neatly taken down by Agogo. He really is lacking in support. Finally numbers alongside, and in the middle, the goal for Bristol Rovers, who are back in the game. Well, Junior Agogo bided his time, waited his moment, and supplied the killer pass for the ball to be touched over the line. Forward by Hunt. Edwards had stayed up there. Was he pushed? Referee said no. Agogo! 2-2 Bristol Rovers. The impossible comeback has happened. Well, nobody deserves it more than Junior Agogo. He's single-handedly taken the attack to Yeovil, and he's drawn Bristol Rovers level from a position of seeming impossibility.
I mean, first of all, I think I'd like to apologise to our supporters and to Yeovil and to Gary Johnson, because I do like to play the game properly. We've had 7 bookings this year, 3 of them for goal celebrations, and you can't condone what the 2 players did to get sent off, and the referee was totally in the right. You can't do things like that. Whether Savage took a little bit of an elbow in the first place, you can't retaliate. And I'd like to apologise for them, for our board as well, because I am a disciplined person myself, and I like to play the game properly. We like to play aggressively, and I like to see the game played aggressively with and without the ball, and that wasn't how I like to see the game played.
We was on a loser against 9 men anyway. You know, if we win, everyone says well, it was against 9 men, so it didn't help us at all. And I'm not the referee, and I took a lot of stick from the Bristol Rovers fans that because 2 boys got sent off, and that was nothing to do with me.
And to be fair, Ian Atkins has no complaints with either of them.
Oh, is that right? Well, that's fair enough. And you know, the game's 2-2. We both got a point each, and but the game would have been, you know, an interesting game for TV, I should think.
Yes, welcome back to the show. Now, we've seen all the action from Tuesday night, that incredible game, and joining me to talk about that are Lee Johnson and Russell Osman. Let's start with you, Lee. You played in the match. What on earth was it like to play in?
To be honest, it was an unbelievable game to play in. Probably, I'd say it's actually the best atmosphere I've ever played in my career. But obviously, it was disappointing not to get the result. But overall memory of the game is just what a great atmosphere. And really
what made it such a good atmosphere? Just that
no,
the
it
Rovers
just felt
fans?
like it was. It reminded me of Galatasaray and Man United, like from a few years back. So. No, it was just the atmosphere and obviously the rivalry, local derby, the incidents that happened, a few big tackles. It was great to be involved in.
Yeah, you've been involved in a few local derbies, Russell, yourself. Yeah. But they are extraordinary games in this part of the world, aren't they?
Yeah, they're great, and it is all about the atmosphere, you know, and considering, I'm not sure, between 9,000 and 10,000 people there, the atmosphere generated at the Memorial Ground on occasions like that can be phenomenal.
Mm. Now, an incident has happened since then. Of course, we've seen the sendings off, we've seen the game itself. Now, today, Ian Atkins has been charged by the FA for using abusive and or insulting words towards Yeovil players at half-time, for the same towards the Yeovil manager at the end of the game, and he had to be physically restrained from confronting the Yeovil manager. Now, what do you make of these charges?
Well, look, obviously he's got to answer them. it appears that there's a fair bit kicking off at half-time and at the end of the game, and if Ian's got himself involved in stuff like that, then it's childish. You know, I can understand him getting involved with the referee or the referee's assistant, because usually that's your only outlet if you do get frustrated by what's going on the pitch. But to start having a go at the opposition players and the opposition manager, I just think that's, you know, a bit belittling, isn't it?
I take it, Lee, you Yeovil players just try and keep out of all this.
Yeah, obviously we've got to be very professional about it, and obviously there was a few incidents that went on, but we won't be talking about it, and we got on with the game and it was good.
I mean, how was it at half-time for you? The sendings off had just taken place before half-time. What did Gary say to you at half-time to try and keep the game going as you would have liked?
Yeah, to be honest, we were playing some good stuff in the first half, so he pretty much just said keep that same mentality going and get out there and do the business. So obviously when stuff does happen at half-time, it gets you rolled up and should have a positive effect.
Now, you've been charged by the FA at your time, Russell, in fact at Rovers towards the end of last season. So what goes through your mind when you get these charges?
Well, you've just got to see them through. I got fined for being sent off. I had a disagreement with the referee. He'd sent one of the lads off, which I thought was a bit harsh. Says something to the fourth official, and I was asked to move out the dugout. And the crazy thing was, I moved about a yard behind the dugout and a yard to the side, and I got a much better view.
Now let's have a look at the decisions and the decisions themselves. The two sendings off to start with. What do you make of these?
Well, the first one's a scuffle, isn't it? You know, they're just scuffling for the ball, but what goes on there, I don't know what Sav's trying to do. I think if the lad hadn't gone aground, he would have tried to hit him again. He's just lost his cool. You know, so you can see Sav's got half of Williams' shirt. Whether they've caught each other, you know, in the tussle, but it happens, you know. If you both
has Williams made a meal of it there, do you think?
I don't think so, no. I've been clocked on the back of the head and on the back, and I think he's surprised more than anything. I think that's why he's come down, but I think if it had still been standing, he would have got hit again.
Now the other one that followed seconds after the red card there, this one's not so clear-cut because we can't actually see the inside on the television, but people who were there say it was more clear-cut than the other one, in fact.
Yeah, well, I've spoken to people who were very close to the incident, and they said it was a clear elbow, a deliberate elbow in the face, but it's stupid. He got sent off against Norwich, didn't he, for a ridiculous sort of trip on a fellow 2 minutes from the end when he'd already been booked. So Mr. Elliott's got to sort of get his act together a little bit. You know, second red card for him this season, and we're just in October at the moment.
And Christian Edwards was a bit lucky there. He came charging across. Well, they could, I suppose, have been down to 8 men.
Well, they could have done. And what we saw from the pictures that we see, you know, it probably looked worse what Christian Edwards was doing than what Elliott was doing. But like I say, speaking to people close to the incident, they said it was a clear elbow.
Well, let's look at the positive side of the game, boys. And Junior Agogo, Lee, against you, 2-0 down. He was inspirational already for Rovers, and he's a player you know quite well.
Yeah, I know Junior quite well from the England non-league set-up a couple of years ago, and he's definitely, on his day, he can definitely cause problems. He's a big, strong lad. He's got a bit of skill. He's very quick, and if he's firing, then he's always going to be a danger to any side at our level.
Did you let him play too much, do you think?
I think in hindsight, yeah, maybe we'd have changed a few things we'd done. I think we gave a lot of fouls away around the box on him, which was probably a bad idea because that was their only real chance to get the ball in the box. But overall, fair play to Junior. He's tucked his goal away well and he's doing well.
What was it like on a coach, very quickly going back?
Well, actually, I was doing a drugs test, so I missed it. But no, speaking to the lads, everyone was sort of shocked, really, and obviously devastated that we didn't get the win that we felt we deserved and we felt we needed.
Now, Gavin Williams had a great performance, didn't he, the other night? Is a player you admire?
Yeah, Gav's a super player, honestly. You see him every day in training. He's just got so much at this level, at any level, to be honest. I think you could put him in at any level and he'd do exactly the same. And also, he should really, as far as I'm concerned, be around the Wales squad because he's better than some of the players that are in there, I've no doubt. But it's just, I think playing in Division 2, it's hard to get noticed.
Yeah, how do you rate him, Russell?
Very good player, good touch on the ball, great goal, 2 good feet. We saw Kevin Miller produce a great save off his shot from outside the box with his right foot, and then he kills one in with his left foot. good all-round player, good touch, good pass of the ball, could go a long way.
So how, very quickly, Lee, do you put this result behind you? Because it's a game obviously you should have won. Your manager said and your dad said you played like Real Madrid. You don't think you should be playing for Real Madrid, do you boys?
No, well, obviously the result was bad for us, but to be honest, the first half we took a lot of heart from, because we did play some good stuff. I felt we outplayed Rovers in the first half, which then got them frustrated, which led to the incident. But we've just got to get on with our game now, and we've got a big game on Saturday against Scunthorpe, which is another top of the table clash, and our league's so tight that we just got to continue to pick up wins.
OK, well thanks for now, boys. Now